Good morning. This is Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and welcome to the next edition of Coffee and a Card. So here we are on a Tuesday morning, and the weather is just getting beautiful here in Minnesota. So I'm super excited about spring coming. There's something about spring, like new life, green grass. Things coming alive after a long winter that I just think is really exciting. So I'm super happy that warm weather is coming. In fact, I think by this weekend we are looking at almost 50 degrees. So very exciting there. Um, so I thought I would start today with some happy mail because I love sending cards to people, but it's also super fun to get cards in the mail. So good morning, Kathy. Oh, I'm glad you made it back to Oregon. Okay. Um, Kathy, I'm going to be showing something here from you in a little bit. So, hi, Kathy from Michigan. I think a lot of us are ready for spring. If you've lived in the Midwest, we have had some cold weather and a lot of snow this winter. So these bright, sunny days, I think are just good for the soul. So thought I'd start by showing some happy mail. And so the first one here is this lovely lilac set. And isn't that really pretty? So it's actually a two-step stamping. So there's the outline stamp and then the overlay that you stamp over it. And I really like this wood grain on the back. I think that's really pretty. And so that one was made by, oh, I mean, well, it just says C. Tobin. So I don't even know their first name. But very fun. And then the next one also uses the wood grain, but a very different look because they're using that flower stamp that I don't remember what it's called. Hi, Linda. So yeah, with the navy flower with the paper behind it, and then of course the wood grain again as well. And that one is made by Becky Ray. So, and this next one, I am just amazed. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So this card here, there are so many little pieces to it. So all of these little green leaves and stems. Oh, thank you, Kathy. It's heartfelt blooms. So this last one here, she just said it's heartfelt blooms. I was going to say heartfelt something, but I couldn't remember. um, so this one is from the picnic basket set. So there's both stamps and thinlits that come with this one. So all of these green are little thinlits, and then you've got all the flowers. So there's like 4 different stems. There's 7 or 8 flowers, I think, there, plus the butterfly, the picnic basket. It's a lot of big shot work. So I'm super impressed with this card. And then the background here has the picnic basket weave embossing folder. So thought that was really pretty. Oh, and I should tell you that one was made by Grace Carranza. So I just think that's an absolutely stunning card. All right, the next one here, still in the plastic, so hopefully that won't give too much of a shadow. This is made by Regina Gibson. So I think that's really pretty how she colored in those flowers. Just put it nice and close there. I think that's really pretty with the Petal Passion paper in the background. I don't use a lot of yellow. I really should. But I love the yellow in this. I think it just really pops off the page. So very pretty card there. All right. And then I got a card here which has some fuzziness on it. Let me see if I can get there's a paper protecting it. So this one has the peacock. And for the tail, they really embellished it with these different thinlits. So I just think this is super pretty. Let's see, this one is from Heather Mills from, California. I just think that's really pretty. I love the glimmer paper. It's just so sparkly. I think you can tell that in the video. And then she actually used some ribbon that she kind of pulled apart here to make the tail for this peacock. So I think that's just a really pretty way of doing the peacock. I actually have this set and I have not yet played with it. So love that. Oh, Diana, I am the same way. I just love getting Happy Mail. Now this card, let's see if I can find a name here first. Maybe. Um, somebody Goodwin. Again, no first name. Um, I can't even hardly believe this is stamping. To me, it's like painting. I know this is with watercolors. And so isn't that just a gorgeous scene? I just love it. Makes me want to go sit out under those trees and just enjoy the water for the day. I think that is just so pretty. Um, Very beautiful set. I am not a painter, but I think this set is just absolutely gorgeous. So that watercolor look. And then I've got a butterfly card. It says just for you. I love the splatter behind the butterfly. I think that's really pretty. Um, Not exactly sure how they did that splatter. I don't know if that's a stamp or a technique or what, but I really like it. It's very pretty. I might have to experiment and figure that out. So this one was made by Julie Link. So from here in Minnesota. I think that's a, ooh, dropped it. I think that's a really fun card. And the last one I have is actually from Kathy Turner, who's on this video. Hi, Ruthie. Kathy Turner was visiting from Oregon, and she came to the card extravaganza that Karen Titus hosts. So I got to meet her on Saturday, which was really fun. And I came home yesterday from church to find this beautiful thank you card from her. So I was super excited to see this. Isn't that really pretty? I just love it. On the bottom it says thank you across here. And she knows my love for coffee. And so she gave me this little coffee sleeve. Now, Kathy, I have to ask, did you make this? I'm not really even sure. I don't know if that's knitting or crocheting, but I think that's really pretty. So thought I might put it around my coffee cup today. So thank you so much, Kathy. That was really sweet of you. Hi, Nadine. Oh, you're getting snow. I was just talking, Nadine, about how excited I am that it's warming up here and that we are finally getting some spring weather. So sorry to be rubbing that in when you were getting snow. So let me set aside those cards. All right, and I'm going to put the camera down here. Oh, you crochet. That's awesome. Well, Kathy, it's really beautiful. I really like it. All right, so we are going to look at this card today. This is the I should say a funny story, Kathy. I have wanted to crochet for a really long time, and so my sister-in-law bought me a tutorial book and some yarn and the little doobobby things that you know like hold in your hands to crochet. I don't even know what they're called. Excuse me. So she gave me all of the different tools, and I still have not figured out how to crochet. So maybe one of these days, maybe when I come to Oregon, Kathy, you can teach me. So this is the card we're going to be making today. I realized, I sell cards. I don't know if you guys know that, but I do sell my cards. And with Father's Day coming up and different birthdays, I know that I am in need of some man cards. And I haven't pulled out this set to use yet, so I thought, well, let's use this set today. So this is the Truly Tailored stamp set. It has some really cute stamps. And I apologize, I'm kind of in a dark corner, so hopefully the shadows aren't too bad. But we have Wishing You a Dapper Day to a Classy Kind of Guy, just a dad stamp. And then we have You're a Fox and Looking Sharp. And then some other words up here as well, like hoping your birthday is as grand as you are, and today is your day, celebrate in style. So just some really fun stamps here that we are going to use to make this card. So I focused on to a classy kind of guy and then also looking sharp. So those are the two that I was using. And what I did before the video, oh, okay, Linda, so they're called hooks or needles. That's very helpful to know. Although I kind of like doodads, the crochet doodads. They work too, right? Hi, Kim. So what I did was I took those two stamps and I stamped them in two different colors because it's going to coordinate with the DSP that I'm using. So I have some in Night of Navy with the Looking Sharp, and then to a classy kind of guy here in Emerald Envy. So I'm going to take the tailored tag punch, which just nicely coordinates with this stamp. And I am going to put it here. And we're going to pop this out. And then I'm also going to do a green one, because I'm going to do a couple different cards here with different DSP. So you can kind of see here. So I'll pop that out, and I think I'm going to do, I'll do another green one here. So we'll just pop another tag out. And really, this makes cute shapes that you could use for other types of cards as well. You wouldn't have to just pop out the sayings. Alright, so we have a few sayings here. And then we're going to use my paper here. So the first paper I'm going to use, this is actually from the Gentleman's set. There is a bunch of different paper that is used, and I've picked 3 different sheets to kind of show you today. So I love the stripes here on the back too. I'll have to find a way to use the stripes on another card. Whoops. So I'm going to put this on Emerald Envy. And for this one, I only made the Emerald Envy an 1/8 of an inch bigger than the DSP. So you'll see it's a pretty thin border there that you've got. Whereas the other one I was going to show you, which has all of these glasses, has a nice plaid pattern on the back. I've seen some people use this plaid pattern to make shirts. Makes really cute cards, or really cute shirts, I should say. So this one, I did the standard kind of 1/4 of an inch border. So you kind of see the difference there with the 2 different size borders. I like them both, just different ways of doing it. And then the third one I thought I would show you is actually these pipes. I remember my grandpa smoking a pipe when I was a kid, and I used to love to smell the tobacco before he would put it in his pipe. So when I saw this paper, it made me think of my grandpa. Alright, so we have our pipe. Okay, so we have 3 different backgrounds. Now these are fairly standard card front sizes. So it's the 5 1/4 by 4, and then I just went a 1/4 of an inch smaller for this one. And then I have crumb cake bases that I'm going to be using. But first, we're going to do these flags from my sample card. So I'm going to take these 2. So I have strips of cardstock here. The thicker strip is 1.5 inches, and the thinner strip is 1 inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the banner triple punch here, and I'm just going to stick both of these in here, and we're going to punch a flag, or banner, I guess. Alright, so move these 2 out of the way. So we have our 2 flags. So I'm going to start with this one. And because I didn't measure these ahead of time, I mean, I measured the width, but not what length I would want. I'm just going to kind of hold it here on my card. Actually, let me get some scissors first. I'm going to kind of hold it here on my card where I want it. And then I'm going to flip it over. If I can do this. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to cut along here. I can use the cardstock base as kind of a guide, so that way I know that my card is straight. And then we're going to put some tape on here. Whoops. And we will stick that down on the card. And I'm actually going to put it on even with, if you see here at the top, I actually have it even with the DSP, not with the cardstock. You really could do it either way, but that's just how I felt like doing it today. So I'm going to take the blue one, and I'm just going to offset it a little bit. And same deal, I'm going to flip it over. Let's get that going straight. Flip it over, and I'm going to cut this off. You could measure these ahead of time, you know, then you wouldn't have to do this cutting, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So this also works too. Alright, so we're going to stick that even again at the top with the DSP. And then I'm going to take my tag to a classy kind of guy. And I'm going to take some dimensionals here. I got to finish cutting my edge pieces. So I cut all around the edge of my dimensionals here so I don't waste any of it. We're just going to stick a couple on here. Alright. And we'll take that, and I'm just going to stick it like that. And there we have the front of our card. Okay, so now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back here. And we're going to do one more mounting. Oh, Pauline and Kathy, that's really funny that you guys have connections with people of the same names. It's funny how different generations, you know, some names were popular and a lot of people were named that. Alright, and I'm just going to pop this up here on my card front. And so there we have our completed card. Well, sort of completed. I'll probably put a saying on the inside, depending on whether I want this to be birthday or Father's Day or whatever we might do. So there we have one. So let's finish another one. So for this one, since I'm using a blue cardstock in the background, I am actually going to alternate colors. So now my thick one, the thick blue is 1.5 inches, and the thin is 1 inch. So we'll take our punch again, slide it in here, and cut one banner, and then we'll cut a second one. And so once again, I'm going to line this up on my cardstock where I want it. I'm going to flip it over. We're just going to cut another one off. Thanks, Kathy and Kim. And you can just, by switching up the cardstock, we now have the same look, but, you know, also different. And because, actually, one nice thing about doing the cutting the way that I am right now is that you actually get slightly different lengths on each banner. So it does kind of help your cards look a little bit different, I'd say. But these front sayings are really great because really you could make this birthday, you could make it a Father's Day, you could make it a thank you, just about anything you wanted really. When it just says, you know, to a classy kind of guy. Alright, but this one, since we have glasses, I thought I would use the Looking Sharp. So let me get some dimensionals here. So you might notice some ink on the back here. I don't know if you can see that. That is because when I was stamping my images this morning, I didn't bring anything to clean my stamps with. So I just stamped them off. I just stamped them off on the back of these because I knew that you wouldn't be able to tell. So I did that. Alright, so we're just going to end up placing this on another card base. And I'm going to stick with the Crumb Cake card base. Crumb Cake is one of my go-to colors right now. I really like it. And so now we have, oh, let me get my banner pieces off of here. So now we've got 2 different cards. Isn't that cute? So then I thought I would also do this pipe one. However, I forgot the right banner colors. But this is going to be the third card that I'm going to do. But I'm going to switch up the colors. I'm not going to do blue and green here since there's no blue and green. But I thought I would do that as well. But I wanted to try something with the pipe since it just reminded me of my grandpa. So there we have our different ones. And now actually if I bring back the sample, you will see that in my sample I used the opposite color. I didn't actually even do, oh, let me get that back in camera. I didn't even do that on purpose, but I do have opposite colors for that. And then my other sample also happens to be the opposite here. So you can just switch up the colors because the navy and the emerald envy are in the DSP. You can kind of use different ones. So there we have some really simple man cards for you. So quick and easy video today, I thought. But I think it's really easy to get caught up in making a lot of, flowery cards and things that are great for the ladies, but we don't want to forget the men in our lives. So these cards make those simple man cards. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be doing a special Facebook Live coming up shortly because they're offering some new items on the celebration list. And one of them is a kit that I just love. So I thought we might do a special Facebook Live showing how to use that kit and maybe some alternative ways that you can use it. So stay tuned for that. More information will be coming very soon. And I hope you will join me for that. But until we meet again, don't forget to encourage each other and build each other up. Thanks for joining me today, ladies. Have a great day. Bye.